Hello everyone! In this video, I'll talk you about complex sentences with adverbial clauses. Also, in this video, you will find complex sentences with adverbial clauses extracted from the novel The Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy. The objective of this video is to learn more about complex sentences with adverbial clauses using examples from this novel, so we can identify, exemplify, and explain this type of sentence. Now let's define to contextualize. What is a complex sentence? It's a type of sentence that has one independent clause and one dependent clause that are logically joined by a subordinator. The dependent clause depends on the independent clause. Also, it's good to mention that they don't possess the same grammatical value. To continue with, complex sentences can be found with three different types of dependent clauses: relative clauses, noun clauses, and adverbial clauses. Now we are ready to move on. I'm going to show you 7 sentences that contain different types of dependent adverbial clauses. I'll mention the type, meaning, subordinator, and an explanation of punctuation in some cases. This is our first sentence. Do you mean to wait until my husband is awake? Do you mean to wait? It's our main clause. Until my husband is awake, it's our adverbial clause. And until would be our subordinating conjunction. In this case, the adverbial clause post-modifies the main verb and provides information about the time of it. So this is an adverbial clause of time. Adverbial clauses of time indicates when something is happening. Now let's move on to our second sentence. Thomasine looked as if quite overcome by her aunt's change of manner. Thomasine looked, it's our main clause, as if quite overcome by her aunt's change of manner would be our adverbial clause. The subordinator as if is a subordinating conjunction. The adverbial clause post-modifies the main verb looked and provides information about its manner. So this is an adverbial clause of manner. This type of adverbial clauses indicates how something happens. Let's continue with our third sentence. In this manner, he came quite close to where the two were standing. In this manner, he came quite close to would be our main clause, and where the two were standing, it's our adverbial clause. Also, where is our subordinator, and it's a relative adverb. In this case, the adverbial clause post-modifies the main verb, came close to, and provides information about the place of it. We can assume that this is an adverbial clause of place, and this type of clauses indicates where something happens. Our next sentence is, well, since I didn't get something else, I must be content with getting that. Our main clause is, I must be content with getting that, and our dependent clause is, well, since I didn't get something else. In addition, since is our subordinator, and since is a subordinating conjunction. In this case, the adverbial clause pre-modifies the main verb must be content, and provides information about the reason of it. This sentence is an adverbial clause of result. It's good to mention that in this case, there is a compulsory comma preceding the main clause. This is compulsory because the adverbial clause is introducing this complex sentence. Let's read this new sentence. Their records had perished long ago by the flood, while the works of these remained. Their records had perished long ago by the flood. It's our main clause. And while the works of these remained, it's our adverbial clause. The subordinator in this complex sentence is while. While is preceded by a comma, so they go together. Also, this word is a relative adverb. In this case, the adverbial clause post-modifies the main clause to provide a contrast between them. So we can assume that this is an adverbial clause of contrast because it indicates a direct opposition or a contrast between statements. Our next sentence is, although we live only 2 miles apart, I have never been inside her aunt's house in my life. Our adverbial clause is, although we live only 2 miles apart. And our main clause is, I have never been inside her aunt's house in my life. Although it's our subordinator in this sentence, and although it's a subordinating conjunction. In this case, the adverbial clause modifies the main verb and provides information about a concession between these two clauses. So this is an adverbial clause of concession. In this sentence, there should be a compulsory comma preceding the main clause, but for any reason the author didn't write the comma. Our last sentence is this one. If he had a handkerchief over his head, he would look for all the world like the devil in the picture of the temptation. If he had a handkerchief over his head, it's our adverbial clause, and he would look for all the world like the devil in the picture of the temptation. It's our main clause. The subordinator of this complex sentence is if, and it's a subordinating conjunction. And this sentence has the same problem as the previous sentence since the author didn't write the compulsory comma. This is a complex sentence with an adverbial clause of condition, specifically second conditional, because it indicates the circumstances or conditions under which something happens. That was all. See you next time.